All right, I've got Rob Whittle. He is the executive vice president of just an amazing company, Qmage. I call it Qmage. Rob, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you very much, Michael. Very nice to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
My pleasure. All right, before we get started on the questions that I have for you, you have a background that to be proud of. I wanted for you to give the audience a flavor for who you are, what you bring to the table with Qmage, and then let me get into some of the questions I have for you about what's been going on since the last time Qmage was on the show.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do have a very broad background, and I appreciate you saying that, Michael. I've been vice president of licensing for General Electric. I've been most recently at the Los Alamos National Laboratory, where I was responsible for the group that takes the technology from the laboratory, the world-changing technology, and commercializes that, takes it out to the world. I've had a position very similar to the one I had at General Electric with Honeywell. I've been with Motorola. I was responsible for Asia Pacific, the OEM team and the business development, worldwide business development, as well as the intellectual property licensing for Asia Pacific. I've and the way I got involved with Qmage is Lee Rothschild, who's the founder of Qmage. I'm the co-founder. He and I worked together way back with a company called barpoint.com, and I was instrumental in some of the success of that company. I went out and did deals with the top 8 wireless carriers at the time, and some of the ideas at the time were my ideas. And so he and I worked together very well, and the foundation of Qmage is kind of based on some of the things that were done back at that time. So anyway, I hope that gives a little bit of a background for where I'm at.
Yeah, just honored to have you on the show with me, with the accomplishments
you.
you brought to the world. You're welcome. Let me start with some questions here. You've got some patented technology here that connects the real world with the digital world. I wanted you to bring that out for us because the audience has seen some tremendous things. I mean, anytime they use the GPS in their car, it's often one of the patents that you and Lee brought to the world. And that's just one of the smaller things. So tell me what you guys are doing now that connects the real world with the digital world.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you mentioning that. If you look at successful companies, there's a lot of the successful companies nowadays have some things in common. For example, Google. Google connects people with concepts. Basically, Google connects people with the information they're looking for. Facebook connects people with people. Companies like LinkedIn connects people with people. Well, Qmage kind of is in that exact same space. We connect real world objects with the cloud. We also connect real world people with real world objects with people. So we're in the connection business, and that's what makes Qmage so powerful, is the technology behind this and the underlying patents that protect that technology of connecting real world things to the internet.
Tell me what this new product, this is called Quaddle. Tell me what Quaddle does.
So Quaddle is a key piece of the technology. The Quaddle is, you can kind of think of it as a QR code on steroids. It's really, you take the QR code that's been around for a long time, and the QR code is kind of ungangly. It's large. It doesn't look very good. If you shrink that down to the point where it can be put on just about anything, that's what the Quaddle is. It can also be changed around a little bit, put into a stylized. But the Quaddle makes the QR code basically able to be used throughout the world instead of just a big ungangly code that would be hard to put on products. The Quaddle can actually be put just about anywhere.
You can walk up with your phone to a dress in a store and see what you look like in that dress, or you can put it in
Exactly.
a greeting card and also have a personalized video message from the grandchildren to grandma when she opens the card. Am I on the right track with how that works?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. The Quaddle, it brings to life things that just haven't been brought to life before. For example, this is one of the things that I was thinking about the other day. I was at a retail show and talking to some other retailers, and I was telling them about how, well, what if you took a locket? You guys sell lockets online, and what if you took that locket and had a picture of the significant other, if you gave a locket to your significant other, you had your picture in there and you gave it to her. Well, what if not only you had your picture there, but what if you had a Quaddle on the other side of the locket? And so that person, the receiver, could point their phone at the locket and get a video of you saying, "Hey, I love you," whatever a significant other might say. And not only that, but the next day they could change that video and have a new video of that person saying something else, and again and again and again and again. So that really, all of a sudden now that locket comes alive. That locket now becomes a connection point between them that they can have, and it has real meaning to both of them. So that's a key aspect of the Quaddle is you can change it on the fly. You can make put in new videos, new content at whatever is appropriate. Another thing, I think this is really valuable, and I think you mentioned it earlier. Now is the time for this technology, because for the first time, phones, without even downloading an application, a phone, you can just point your phone at a Quaddle and it automatically is read. You don't have to have an application on your phone. And so that means that, wow, now people can take advantage of this without even downloading something onto their phones. People can take advantage of this just by having it there in front of them. One of the things we think, one of our key targets initially is going to be in the area of retail, where we think it's very powerful to have the retailer have access to that customer right at the point of decision, not at the point of sale, but right at the point of decision, right when that customer has a product in their hand and they're trying to make a decision about whether or not they want to buy that product. If they point their phone at the Quaddle that's on the sales ticket, that's on the price ticket, they get a video of exactly what that retailer wants them to know about that product, helping them to make that decision to buy that product. We think that's very powerful. And that's going to be one of the first things that we target with our technology, because we think that's going to help retailers out tremendously. We think there's a very good business around that technology in the retail space.
That's going to change the way point of sale is actually thought of from here on out. I mean, you've
Absolutely
completely revolutionized point of sale globally with this.
The time is right now for Qmage. That we think we have such a great opportunity for Qmage. We think that we have a fantastic team put together, and right now it's a fantastic opportunity for investors as well. We just recently opened it up for accredited investors to be able to invest in Qmage and have a piece of this fantastic new business and new technology.
Not many people got to get in on the ground floor of the barcode or the QR code, and this is the Quaddle, and that's what you're doing. Now, before we run out of time, you recently returned from an e-commerce conference with tremendous success. Give us some insight on that before we have to close out our interview today.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I met with a lot of different companies, and there's a company that has videos that they currently serve up these videos and a very profitable company. They currently serve up videos for many retailers, and we've agreed in principle to work together to take those videos from the internet and now put them down in front of the consumer right in the store. So that's our first. I think our first big success. We've also talked with other companies that are doing online marketing for several different companies, so that, say, if somebody's having a sales party, there's a lot of different companies that have sales parties, multi-level marketing in their homes, and they'll be able to now, instead of just depending on the person that's in the home giving the party, they can actually point their phone at one of the products, the quaddle on the product, and they'll get a video that comes straight from the company, exactly what they want them to hear in that party for all of the people to hear. That's one thing. Another thing is when somebody buys a product from the internet and they say they want to know exactly how to use that product, there'll be a quaddle on some of those tags, and they'll just point their phone at that and get a video of how best to use that product. So we had a lot of success in talking to retailers, talking to e-tailers at this show, and right now we're just on the cusp of just taking off and having a huge success. So,
Robert, thank you so much for being a guest on my show. And please tell Lee and the rest of the crew I said hi out there. I just can't wait to take the ride with you.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. I sure appreciate you having me on the show. I get excited about this, as you can see. It's going to be a fun ride. We're looking forward to it.
You got it. All right. Thanks for watching CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Don't forget, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.